Alright, so how you doing? Okay, so when we left off last week, Lisa, you were, you basically had family over and for the weekend for a funeral.
Yep.
I had some cheating in there, but basically we're like,
Yeah.
was it really worth it?
Right.
No. And so we kind of left off with, are you ready to like start for reals now?
Yeah,
even though you've been in the protocol.
Right.
Where you're mentally like,
yep,
I'm ready.
Yep.
Isn't that funny how that happens? Okay, so tell me how the week went.
It went really well. I mean, exceedingly super duper well.
So are you like...
I was like going, wow, I can't believe I did this for a whole week with no cheating. Like, not one cheat.
Did you have an emotional opportunity to? And
oh my God,
didn't
yes.
do it? You jumped off the cliff!
Oh my gosh, yes. Like,
when did you jump? Have you realized now how, like, have you had the moment where you're like, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this before?
No, I haven't quite had that moment yet. The one thing, though, because the one thing you said to do was to get a bag of chips and smell it, and I did not do that.
Okay, so
because I knew. I was like going, yeah, if I get those, I'll eat them.
All right, you got to be ready.
So yeah, so I was like, well, that's fine. Just don't get them then. And I was like,
do it when you're ready.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
So it was kind of funny though, because I thought about it all week. You know, like okay, I could go get them. No.
No, you need to go off of that feeling where you're like, no, I'm done. I'm not going to do it. So I'm ready to go.
Because I'm thinking, no, because I'll eat them, and I'm like, well, then don't go get them. And then when I figure, yep, I won't eat them, and I can do it. And the one thing, my son made this. I love pizza. I think pizza's like heaven on earth.
Oh yeah.
And he it's just like a DiGiorno pizza or whatever. And I'm, and the smell is like completely through my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm eating asparagus, right? And I was like, really? And he's like, sorry. And I'm like, no. And then I looked at him and I said, I have power over the pizza.
Yeah, so you
power. And he goes, and he just turned around and goes, yeah, Mom. And I was like, you're right. And that seriously was it.
That was
right
the beginning.
there. Yeah, and I was like, I do have power over the pizza.
Yeah.
Like, I have power over it.
I know.
You know. I never knew that.
But you kind of have to let yourself feel a little bit of like vulnerability to go, okay, I'm okay being around the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It's like stepping into water. Like you have to step into it to know that it's tolerable.
Right. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And last night, like, all of us were fighting, and I was like going, oh my God, I want to walk in the kitchen and eat just crap. And I was like, well, no, because that actually doesn't solve anything.
Yeah, you've done that before.
Yeah,
you've been there, done that.
All right. So I didn't. I mean, I just didn't. I didn't even go in the kitchen.
So that was totally out of character for you.
Totally.
But how do you feel about the resolution of whatever was going on? I mean, thinking back, if you had gone to the kitchen, would that have improved or changed the outcome of the night?
No.
So
not one bit.
Now that you didn't go, did that change the outcome or resolution to the issue at hand?
Yeah, it has changed slightly.
That I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because even if there was like, no, it didn't change anything. Woo! At least you didn't go backwards.
Yeah. No, it has slightly, but nothing, which is fine. There's more discussion to be had in that.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is now you're not like on top of everything, feeling shitty about eating like crap, or physically feeling gross.
Exactly.
So at least you don't have hot flashes and sweats and like heartburn and lack of energy. I mean, you're at least feeling physically capable of arguing.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah. I could be on my deathbed. I think I'd still be able to argue.
Hey, well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But at least you're, the good news is you're getting a whole new outlook on this. Does it feel like a diet still?
No, it doesn't feel like a diet. And I came into it, and, after talking to you like the first or second time, I was like going, okay, this is not diet.
Well, that was the moment you just knew it was for you and not for me. Where you were like, oh, this is not.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, it doesn't feel like a diet to me.
Well, I guess a better way to say it is a temporary, I just need to deal with this for now because You know, the next time I argue, I can have someone I'm not on this protocol.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. Well, and I went out, I went to lunch Friday and Saturday. I went out for lunch. So that, sitting there going, okay, and I ordered a salad,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine, and, no dressing, and, which I used to eat my salads that way anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't even, occur to me as bad.
Protocol?
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, well, no dressing. It's like, what? People look at you funny when you don't order dressing. And I was like, yeah, I don't want any dressing. I don't like dressing. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and even though, on Saturday especially, because it was my friend's birthday, and we had a little cake, and we had, all this stuff, and I was like going, well, this is very interesting to sit here and do this. And not that I didn't want to eat what was there. I
Sure.
got I wanted to.
Yeah, having even just a taste.
Yeah, but I didn't need, right, and I didn't even have a taste.
You don't have, it doesn't sound like you have emotional issues when you're social.
No, I don't.
You are so lucky because most people struggle socially. For you, it's a power struggle thing.
Yeah.
Where if you feeling like you're losing ground with power and control, that's when you.
Yeah.
That's
then
when
I
things
and then
hit,
I'm
yeah.
in the kitchen eating.
Got it.
Yep. So yeah. So that whole thing went really well, and I do have to say that I get cold. That's one thing.
That's normal.
It is.
Yes.
Thank God,
on this
because
protocol.
I am so not used to that. I'm used to being excruciaingly hot usually.
That was a symptom of inflammation.
Okay.
You're no longer inflamed.
Holy crap! I'm so cold. I'm like, who is this being cold? Because I'm not usually cold. So my hands get cold.
In the central nervous system but that's normal.
All right.
So don't
and the salt thing. I still I'm like, oh no, I still want some salt.
Well, you need to make sure you get enough.
Yeah. So that's still it's not as bad. It wasn't as bad this week as before. So I think it's calming down.
Probably because you're hormonally more balanced this week than you were because of the lack of cheating. I mean, have you noticed? Tell me before I even tell you how you feel. You tell me, how's your energy overall?
Oh, my energy's fine. I mean,
stable?
Yeah.
Have you started nesting in any way?
Well, yeah, sort of. Just mainly in my office.
Hey, it's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, because I kind of
reorganizing.
Especially in my office.
But that isn't anything out of the norm.
No, okay. I do that. I reorganize stuff and.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about sleeping at nighttime?
Sleeping's good. I've always been a good sleeper, though.
Okay, so that hasn't changed either.
That hasn't changed.
So the real big thing is, how's your symptoms of adrenal fatigue? How's motivation?
Well, motivation's never been a big thing for me.
Okay.
To be
you need to be honest.
Yeah, self-motivated. I usually have to figure out some way for the outside to motivate me. So it's if I'm gonna go do something, I usually have to sign up for a class, or I have to.
Got it.
So I'm accountable to be there.
Got it.
That kind of thing.
God, I'm just trying to think of physical symptoms. Now I'm all physical right now. Take all emotional stuff out. I'm trying to think anything physically different besides you're cold.
Yeah, I'm cold.
How's your sex drive? Even if it's not occurring, how's the?
Yeah, actually, that is kind of funny because I do find that I was going, oh. That's more.
Okay.
Yeah, that is more. Not it's not, it was when I was 20.
Yeah. No, because some of that has to do with the way you feel about yourself and your sexuality and comfort in your own body. But the the hormones that regulate appeal and even thinking about it for you should be improving.
Yes, and that is exactly the deal. It's I think about it more.
You might actually do it.
Well, we're going on vacation, so we might actually. Who knows?
I hope so.
It might happen.
That would be amazing.
It would be rare, but you never know. So My poor husband.
That's an important conversation.
Well, we try and have I try and have that conversation more than he likes. So.
Really?
Yes. So, yeah. So that whole thing is it is. I can tell that level's going up higher.
Okay.
In the
fabulous.
Yeah. So.
How about your skin?
Well, the weird thing was I kind of broke out, which I hadn't been. This was like the first time, just a couple
things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But my skin's been pretty good.
Hair feels good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going through a check. Now that we've been through this, and now that you've had some stability, I really want to get kind of a check on how are we physically. You sound great.
Yeah. It's after like last night about 8 o'clock, I was like going, wow, I actually did this whole week. Like it was something that I just had never really thought possible. I mean, honestly.
Well, when you look back on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being impossible, 1 being like, I don't need you anymore, Robin, or anything like this. Functional, just by you're a kid again type of function. Where were you at this week in terms of like difficulty?
It depended upon the day. So,
average it out. Give me your average easy day and your average like I had to really focus on a day.
Well, my easy day, I was probably about a 4 on an easy day. I mean, really, I was like, and it didn't occur like anything straight. Like I had.
There was no struggle.
No, nothing.
So that's like a 3, honey. That's like a 2-3, where you're just not. It's not even a temptation. You may think food, but it's like meh.
Right. And I especially thought food if I saw a commercial or if I heard something on the radio or something that's like, oh, I'd like that.
Yeah, but it's not emotional.
No, and then it went away. It went away.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably about a 7 when I had to like concentrate. You know, like I gotta.
I want it.
Yeah.
I'm justifying it. Here's how I justify it.
And I did that too, and I know I did. I'm like, but I'm just gonna justify that. I actually went into the kitchen and got the popcorn out of the box, out of the microwave, and I was like, no.
What was it that when you were sitting there with the popcorn?
It was boredom.
So you identified with the boredom. So you did take just a split second.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, why am I here?
Yeah. And I was like, no, put it back. So I did. All right.
How long did it take for you to not be restless about it, to where it's not making you anxious or like irritable? Did you have any anxiety or irritability in the choice that you made? No, actually I didn't. Not at all. Okay, that is about to be a habit, be gone.
Yeah.
Bye bye. That one's gonna go away the more you do this. It'll be just boom, gone.
Because that I was actually surprised at. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't feel like, like usually it's like, well, someone's making me do this.
Yeah. Well, you took a second to really make a rational decision, and that's all it took.
Yeah, and then I didn't feel like I was deprived or someone was telling me I can't eat stuff or anything like that, and that's usually the stuff that would have gone through my head. So.
And now that you did that actually just takes a little bit of time to make an intelligent decision.
Yeah.
And once you do it, it's like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah.
I just needed to find something else to do. The next part would be the argument stuff. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. And that gets tougher. Like I really have to.
Did you want to go smoke a cigarette?
Not anymore.
Okay, great. I was just wondering if it was starting to go, well, if you're not going to eat, you're going to have to do this.
No, I know I will never smoke again. Okay. I know that.
Because you made that decision, and you went through this with that, and you got over it, and it was wonderful.
And that's actually something I kind of use. I'm like going, I know at some point I will get the same thing in my head that I will not want to just overeat or
obliterate your body.
Yeah, with food. Yeah. Like I get that. So
that's the divorce of the food. It's like where it's, even if it tastes so good, you will never use it for those reasons ever again.
Right. Because I knew, I'm like going, well, I just can't have that right now. Mm-hmm. And maybe in however many months or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, well, if I want to have that piece of pizza, I can have it, and I'm hungry, I can have that.
Yeah. Has that not brought you some major,
it's actually, it's such a freedom to get,
know.
Yeah, because I'm like going, oh, to know that it really is the power over the food thing. That's all that is to me. I was like going, yep, I just have power over it. I don't have, that food is not calling my name.
And if it is calling your name, you're going to tell it to wait.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, can't do that right now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, well, the beautiful part about this is once you detach that emotional entitlement from food, then it's so much more like when you understand that food is supposed to taste good, and that's not something you should feel guilty about.
Yeah.
That you could actually eat the food that you think tastes good without guilt.
Yes.
Which means you're not going to binge. You have to understand that a lot of the judgment of those foods are why you binge.
Oh, sure.
Because if you're going to eat that food, it's a bad food, so you might as well eat all of it.
Right.
And so it's gone because you're going to have to go on a diet to make up for that tomorrow.
Right.
So as soon as I say, hey, you can have pizza anytime you want, Mrs. Controller.
No.
You control.
That's weird.
Whenever you want it.
Yeah, whenever you want it.
When your body's hungry.
Right.
The win-win situation here is that if you just listen to your body and time it to that hunger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that in itself is like, I was like going, wow, I actually do know when I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of this first phase, which is, the very low calorie portion, because you're identifying with true physical hunger, true physical need, detaching from the hardest attachments, which, you're going to get there. And it may not happen that you have that chip bag in front of you this round, and maybe your next round.
Sure.
I don't care what round it is.
Sure.
The goal, you're going to that direction. You know what that prize is.
Absolutely.
And the goal will be that you walk in here with like 3 bags of chips.
Yeah.
And you come in here and go,
screw them. I don't need them.
Yeah, that it's like when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I might not eat all of you. Okay?
Yeah.
Just
which really, to me, I was like going, really, could I actually do that? And so that's always a question in my head.
You will learn when you put yourself in that environment.
Okay.
So this is where it's like, this isn't all or nothing. We have to, it's like telling an alcoholic, let's put you in a bar with a 6-pack of beer, and can you drink that beer without having massive guilt and anxiety over failing and going down miserably? And then the other part is without feeling like that beer just made you a better person and you need more to have more fun, and you're going straight for the buzz and straight for being wasted because you can't handle anything in between.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, can you do it?
Yeah.
The only way to find out is to put the chip bag in front of you.
Yeah.
And to see where you're at, and then you find out.
Right.
And then once you do it, you go, okay, I have more to work on, or you feel like that pizza moment where you're like,
yeah. It was like, oh,
pizza doesn't have that much control.
Yeah.
So, but you need to be in a position, like I said, where you are visualizing it.
Yes.
And if you can't visualize what it's going to take, you're probably going to feel like...
Yeah, I got to the part where I'm smelling inside the bag, and I was like, oh, that's the farthest I get without my face just jumping into the bag.
We'll get you there.
Okay, I can't do that.
We'll get you there. We got to get you there. I mean, you have to get there.
I know. And I get that I was like going, okay, that's okay, it wasn't this week. Like I thought, because... there was like, I don't know, by Thursday I was thinking, oh my God, I haven't done that yet. And
I'm God. This is your pace, not mine.
And I was like, oh, and I thought, well, that was the thing. And I thought, well, wait a minute. This is about me and how I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I say I can't do that yet. So, okay, fine.
Oh, and I totally agree. Well, I honestly have no idea the depth and the magnitude of your addiction. I don't.
Right.
So all I know is I totally know what it's like to be addicted the way you are. And I know what it takes to get out of that mass grave.
Yeah.
And if you're staying focused with the way you are, you're going to get out. There's no doubt about it.
Yay.
You know, and the more desire you have, the faster that occurs.
Okay.
You know, everybody asks, so Robin, how long does this take? And I look at them and go, you tell me, because it's a matter of your desire.
Yeah, right.
Because if you are done and the desire is there, it occurs pretty quick. If your desire is there, but you're learning as you're going, it'll accelerate.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of the process. And it's, time is not a determination of true rehab.
Right.
You know?
Right. Okay, and I totally get that. I'm like going, you know, it took me 4 years, I bet, to not want a cigarette.
Correct.
4 years.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And even now, like, every once in a while, like, once a year, all of a sudden I'll be like, oh,
A cigarette.
I could have a cigarette. And then someone, like, whoever's saying, like, no, you can't. And I'm like, well, no, that's just the thought that was in my head. Like, it was there.
There was a trigger
There
of
was,
something.
yeah, something was there that I thought, oh, cigarette time. And I was like, well, I don't do that anymore.
That's the brain. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how incredible the brain is.
And you know, I've been not smoking for 9 years. So
Yeah, it's almost like you could taste and smell it
Oh, yeah, I was
immediately as
like,
if you had been doing it.
ooh, I could do that. It's like, no, I can't. I'm not doing that. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very. That's an odd thing to have pop up, you know. So I do get that the food thing can
Yep.
be the same way.
Absolutely, and you're on your way, and it's going to happen real fast. So,
Yay!
yeah, it does. And I don't know. I just think that when the decision is made, that's usually the point of where there's no return. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's a decision made, but I think for you, you really have to keep on practicing this
Yes.
to develop the confidence that you're ready to go. Because some of it is that you've been so, you know, addicted or needy of that food for such a long time.
Absolutely.
That it's almost like you really are starting over since childhood.
Yeah.
You know, so how would you react to circumstances? You kind of have to recreate that.
Right. Right.
And that's why I think the biggest deal at this point is the fact that you had the argument with your son and your husband. And my God, that's humongous, because that is ultimately what is your thing.
Yeah.
Is eating to mask all that.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you didn't.
No.
And so
And I didn't. I was like,
that's
going,
humongous.
wow.
Now that's a really big deal. And
Yeah.
if you can do that, you can do it again. And I think the more you repeat this, every time it gets a little easier. And so I can there's vulnerability. Would you not agree? You're still vulnerable. You're still shocked. You're still kind of like, holy shit, I'm still alive. This week it should be easier. Do it again.
Okay, absolutely. Now I leave on Friday for Mexico. So
Okay. We need to get you off of this round. How long are you going to be there?
So Friday to Friday.
Okay.
So just 1 week.
We're going to do a break in the protocol.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to stop your injections
Okay.
tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow will be your last
Actually,
injection.
I didn't do an injection today.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Then today, so you're going to follow the very low calorie protocol, obviously, for the rest of today, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And Thursday.
No,
not Thursday.
Monday, Wednesday, Monday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Thank you.
There's a Tuesday in there, I
Oh my
swear.
God. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Thursday will be the second phase. So you'll add when you get hungry.
Right.
You'll add, like, start with an egg.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have some string cheese.
Okay.
Put some blue cheese on your salad.
Okay.
Don't start with, like, bacon.
No,
The reason is because your stomach.
What? No bacon?
I know it.
Yeah, it's very rare I eat bacon, so that's really not a problem.
Okay.
I like cheese. That when I'm like going, oh, okay, little cheese I can do. That's
yeah, we just want to make sure that you're stepping into fats. Your stomach's not used to digesting those fats, and it'll dump right into your small intestines, and you're going to end up having some issues.
Okay.
GI issues.
Yes.
Out the bottom and the top.
Yeah.
We don't want you to have that. So tiptoe into it.
Okay.
Same exact hunger scale. You're just be prepared. Don't be shocked if you have less hunger than you do now.
Oh, okay.
Fat is that powerful, and your fat cells are really hyper right now.
Oh, okay.
So they're sensitive to hormonal stimulus, and and fat is a very beautiful, long-lasting stimulus. So you need to learn that. So when you leave on Friday, be prepared. You know, if you can get some jerky in your bag, your purse. I don't think you can take.
I tell you, that jerky really does save my ass a lot.
I'm telling you, it's really important. That's why, because it's so convenient.
It's convenient, and just to have, especially in the car, because I can just have a small piece and like I'm good. You know, until wherever I get to.
Yeah, it just keeps you.
And it's just this leveling thing that it does. I was like, oh, that is awesome.
So jerky. You know, have an apple or an orange with you, something convenient. And are you planning on having a glass of wine?
On vacation?
Yes.
I don't drink wine.
What do you drink?
I drink liquor.
Awesome. On the rocks or in sparkling water with a lime?
I can just do it on the rocks, really.
You can do sparkling water, so mix it with, tonic has got sugar in it.
Yes.
So
I don't like tonic.
Do you have stevia, liquid stevia?
Yes.
Bring some.
Oh.
Because you're going to put that in your cocktail.
Oh, all right.
So ask for sparkling water with some white rum, lime, and get some.
All right. So no cranberry juice. I like cranberry juice.
No sugar. That sugar it literally will just throw all of your hormones into a tailspin.
Okay.
And that's the least. So during this trip, we don't want to have any sugar.
No sugar.
And starch. So bread, pasta, rice.
Okay.
I know it. So stick with the fresh meats. I mean, I don't care if you're bacon and meat and cheese and blue cheese and go for it. Just stay away from the starch.
Okay.
Otherwise, what progress you've made physically will literally go away.
Okay.
And it'll totally suck. You'll have hot flashes. You're going to have major
I will hate that.
Totally. So just stay away from sugar.
That's fine.
But that's why I'm like, bring your liquid stevia.
Okay.
Because you can add that to your cocktail. And you are a cheap date, which might help with the sex stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, everything's all inclusive.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter if you're an expensive date or a cheap date.
It has no bearing.
Well, my point being, be very careful because your tolerance is low right now.
Okay. And the alcohol, I'm pretty much, can have a drink or, have one later.
Just listen to your body.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like you're in college right now. Because your whole system's off, and so you're going to have to relearn that. We don't need